Will Smith said this, so I'm
Okay.
using it, A-dubs. I'm a work in progress. Damn it. I'm a work in progress when he apologized. But part of that work is not having frickin' Sister Geraldine in third grade try to tell me, or Mrs. Popovich in second grade, try to tell me and Andy Atar and all my buddies about sex. And somehow, some way, because I didn't want that, I don't want that for my kids or anybody that I know. I'm a bad guy. I'm transphobic. I'm not transphobic. Good for transgender people. I just don't want them teaching not them. I just don't want teachers teaching my kids or asking my kids about sex in second and third grade. Why am I
I don't
wrong?
know. I don't know. And that's what concerns me is I think people, if they know what's in the Don't Say Gay bill, which you're referring to, right? The HR 1115 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If they know what's in
Yeah.
it and they're uncomfortable with it, I still haven't heard a logical and I think accurate explanation of why. So like, how is this transphobic or how is this anti-gay? How is this negatively impacting children who may be questioning some things? But like children at that age, can we just put this in context? They still believe in unicorns and the tooth fairy and Santa Claus and monsters under their bed. And like they believe they could be a rhinoceros. I mean, this is the beautiful, naive, imaginative world in which 5 to 7 year olds live. And that's what this bill addresses is K through 3. So I'm just not sure how you think it's necessary for a teacher to explain to a child that like Jack wants to be Jill and Jill loves Jane, but Jane was really Johnny and everything is upside down. Like, why do you think that's okay? Their little brains are developing and are confused enough, and I just don't understand the place in a classroom for that. There are ways to teach like love and acceptance and kindness, and everybody's different, but we're all in this together, and we're all human and deserve to be treated kindly and fairly and such. And I think like those core values that then could help them grow up to be good and accepting people without talking about gender identity and sexual orientation at such a young age. So I have yet to hear, I think, a legitimate argument for what is bad about this bill. It's like in specific terms, because it's talked about very generally, right? Like they just label it something and say it's anti-gay or it's transphobic or discriminatory, but they don't explain how and why it's necessary to talk to a 5-year-old about gender orientation. Like they don't even know how to properly use he, she, they, their, like in the English language, like they wouldn't even know the difference between there and there, right? Like THEYRE and THEIR. So like, how do we expect them to then try to deconstruct that and apply gender pronouns? It's not fair to children. And I don't like the fact that people who can see that are being attacked, like yourself, and I'm sure I am, and other people, when like the majority of people have supported it too. That's the other thing. There was a poll that came out that was like 65% of people support this. So I don't understand why it has become what it has become, and people who think a third grader shouldn't learn about sexual orientation, straight, gay, or otherwise, are the bad people here.
There's two things. I mean, that you immediately become a bully, a bigot, blah, 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 blah. And if you even have a conversation about, I don't know, Ukraine, and, then all of a sudden you stand with Putin. I don't stand with Putin. These are important issues that we should have. I'll never understand. Now, look, maybe I am not in the right world. I don't know, but I'll never understand. Why is Disney involved in this? What are they doing here?
I've tried to kind of figure that out too. And I guess because of their influence in Florida, which is super interesting in and of itself. When people are upset with something that politicians do, they go and lobby the corporations because I guess they know that's who really runs this country, I guess.
Right.
It's very telling.
Right.
And they donated some money to some of the politicians that signed it and passed it. And so now the employees that put the pressure on Disney to stand up to the bill, and they're vowing to fight it in court. As a family-oriented company, again, I understand you want to be inclusive in your policy and so forth, and I support that 100%. I get that. But I still, even like with reading all the stuff from Bob Chapek and everything, I'm like, where is he explaining how this bill is problematic for the people and children of Florida? And I didn't see that. I just saw him reacting to this outrage of his employees and so forth, and the walkout and the letters. And I guess because he didn't oppose it enough in the beginning, he's like, I wasn't enough of an ally and all that. And I think it just goes back to this mentality of, if you like don't do exactly what these people in these somewhat marginalized groups demand of you, then you are, you know, all the anti-labels they want to slap on you. And Disney doesn't want that black eye. But it's a very bizarre situation to me. Like, I understand the influence Disney has in Florida, but why this has fallen upon them as a company so directly is a bit bizarre. And then the direction that they've taken it and the vow they've made and statements they've made and so forth. I keep like reading, like, okay, there's going to be an explanation of why these two relate, and like the dots are going to connect and it's going to make sense. I'm like, okay, well, that's what they need to change. And I still have not seen that.